Hi.
I would surely have perished if...
What have we here? A lost little girl? Do you have permission to be in here? If not, you should leave before it gets ugly. You've got a lot of nerve talking to me like that. But I can respect a woman who doesn't put up with crap. Think you're tough enough to take on a couple of ghouls? That's just what I thought. You're a scared little girl. Are you going to do something about the problem or not? I was hoping we could get along. What was I thinking? Beats living out there in the wasteland, trust me. See, I'm not like these other puffed-up fogies. I earned my way into privilege. I worked to get here. Later then.
You're new around here. I'm Margaret Primrose. I run the Café Beau Monde. Stop by sometime. Chief Gustavo assures us that he's increased the number of the security team and will kill any zombies on sight. Those ghouls got you scared too, huh? It's a great place to live. I've always dreamed of giving people fresh meals and a place to relax and enjoy a good conversation or two. Tenpenny gave me a place to do that. I'm greatly indebted to him for that. Indeed, everyone who lives here has worked hard to get here. That's why we can't just let those ghouls in. They demand the right to live here, but what have they done to prove themselves worthy? I guess I never thought of it that way. It's probably really hard just living day to day like that. Now I feel a little ashamed. Every day it's the same thing. The man has no imagination with his meals. But it's his building, so every day I make that damned iguana bit sandwich, no salt, with a peeled pear on the side. Send it up to the penthouse. Have a good one.
Three Dog. Ow! And you're listening to Galaxy
Hey girl,
News
how are
Radio.
you doing?
We're Radio
You need
Free
to slow down
Wasteland,
and pace
and
yourself,
we're
or
here
you'll be
for
old
you.
before your time, like me.
And now, some music.
Whatever. I know your type, Daring. You want me all to yourself. Well, I'm not some trophy animal you can just bag and hang on your wall.
We'll just have to see about that. You watch out. I can be a very stealthy hunter. Good to see you. Herbert Dashwood. Damn glad to meet you. Call me Daring. Everyone else does. Maybe you've heard the GNR radio play? The Adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood? That's about me, you know. Based on my, earlier days. I even had a ghoul manservant. Let me ask you, you ever met a ghoul before? Ah, you've already learned some wisdom in your youth. Congratulations. Haven't you ever heard the radio play? The Adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood? That guy at the radio station put it together a few years ago. He did it in the style of those shows they had before the war. Came out pretty well. And it's all true. Rockopolis, Miss Chase, all of it. Of course, they do portray me as a bit of a chump. Argyle may have saved my hide more than once, but I had my moments. Ah, those were the days. Argyle was my manservant. Ah, but that's really just a fancy word for the guy who saves my sorry skin on a regular occasion. He was a ghoul, you see. Been around since before the war. We met when I stole his girlfriend back in '41. We'd been best friends ever since. We got separated a long time ago and never reunited. If you find Argyle out there somewhere, you be sure and tell me, okay? Some ghouls moved into the nearby metro tunnel. There's a bunch of the so-called feral ghouls in there, but a handful seem the sociable type. I've tried explaining to my fellow tenants that not all ghouls are monsters, but they don't seem to care. The intelligent ones should stay away from our trigger-happy protectors. If there are enough feral ones, though, they could overwhelm security. Don't care? You might one day.
Dear, welcome to Boutique La Chic. I'm Lydia Montenegro, proprietor. Here you'll find only the best, with a price tag you can boast about to your friends. Your taste in shopping venue is impeccable. How may I assist you? If they got in here, they'd get their filth over everything. You can smell them a mile away. I hope they come back and get killed by security. Yeah, thanks. Tenpenny is a classy place. Just look at me. Look at my shop. Can't find top shelf class like that anywhere else. Indeed, though Tenpenny has put a lot of work into restoring it, and he's hired security to keep us safe. But they seem to be having some trouble with a pack of ghouls living in the tunnels nearby. Don't suppose you've encountered many ghouls on your travels? What? Have you lost your mind? He stays in his penthouse suite most of the time. So long as we pay the rent, he lets us live here.
This is the Tenpenny Wellness Clinic, and I am Dr. Banfield. I keep the residents healthy. Yes, the healing art is a rewarding occupation. Is there something I can help you with? My current theory is that the destructive disease of the ghoul condition will always eventually render him little more than a mindless killer. The proverbial wasteland zombie with a predilection for raw human flesh. They can't be cured, and there's nothing to alleviate the symptoms. All in all, it seems rather sad, really. Well, not exactly, but my colleagues have published papers. I suppose someone ought to verify their findings. Perhaps I'll do that. Who knows? I might even finally get published.
Yes?
Pop into the studio.
My name is Tiffany Cheng. My miserable excuse for a husband is Comrade Irving Cheng. And you can tell him I said so. Do you know he tried forming a committee to discuss the ghoul situation? A committee! He made himself chairman, of course. What we need is somebody to do something, not just talk about it. Don't suppose you know anything about ghouls, do you? I wish I could. I get nightmares from time to time. They're living in the nearby tunnels. They scare me. Why doesn't somebody do something? Perhaps you're right, but I prefer to keep my nightmares a fantasy and not test my luck with the real thing. Thank you very much. Hey, Anthony, I think I need a new dress. Something with a little color, if you've got anything like that.
Welcome to New Urban Apparel. I carry the finest in pre-war clothes. Hurry up, let's get you out of those old rags and into something fabulous. With my fashion sense and your bottle caps, there's no limit to what we can do for your image. I can't wait to get started. They were told they can't live here, but those zombies are too stupid to understand. They live in their own filth, squatting in the nearby metro tunnel. Security keeps shooting them, but they keep coming back. What are you suggesting by that? I don't think I like your tone. I'm Michael Hawthorne. Who are you? And more importantly, should I care? Oh, fine. We'll have to share a drink sometime. I'm always in the Federalist Lounge. There's certainly plenty to drink about. Take those ghouls, for example. Don't suppose you know anything about dealing with their kind, do you? Oh, I see. Well, I've never met one, so I wouldn't know. I just always thought, I guess I really don't know what I thought. We haven't discussed this already? Apparently, there's a pack of zombies living in the tunnels. Gustavo says he has it under control. On the bright side, it's given me another reason to hit the drink. Look around. What else is there to do?
I am Comrade Cheng, beloved leader of the people, shining servant of the community. How can I help you? Thanks, comrade. I'm sure you'll agree the people are only as strong as their leader. That's why I do my best to serve the community to the fullest. Speaking of service to the community, I don't suppose you are familiar with ghouls, are you? More importantly, how to kill them? I formed a committee to investigate the problem. Perhaps you're right. My wife is always going on about how crazy I make her. I'm sure it will end in bloodshed. It's serious business, comrade. Are you mocking?
Children, this is
Mr. Tenpenny isn't taking callers.
listening to Galaxy News Radio. We're Radio Free Wasteland.
Hold on there a minute. Oh, all right, I'll let you in, but if Tenpenny hollers because he isn't expecting you, you're dead.
This stuff's important. Don't feed the Yaogwai. That is all. And now, some music.
How did you get past the guard? What do you want? Oh, it's impolite for a gentleman to talk about himself, but I'd hope this magnificent tower would speak volumes. Some might say that Tenpenny Tower is my crowning achievement, but no, my dear girl, it is just the beginning. The ghoul? He's dead. Died 20 years ago. Good riddance, too. I hate those shufflers. Who cares? I hired some mercenaries to get me some equipment from Fort Constantine. He was one of them. Of the 5, only 3 survived. You'll have to ask one of them if you want the gory details. He's alive? I should have known. It's hard to kill those zombies. You've got to shoot him in the head. Whatever he's paying you, I'll double it. An honest mercenary? Who would have thought? Guards!
A flame in your heart.